Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News of the Berkshires and Beyond. Normally, on WWHEN, I talk about a lot of museums and theater events. However, I feel like these are getting a little stale and expensive. So, for this episode, I will be going museum and theater free. As a result, I'll be talking about more events happening outside, like parades, walking trails, and more. Plus, I'll be giving discussions on the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield and 2 members of its 2024 class. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, when did the Pittsfield 4th of July parade begin? Now, for this episode's local headlines. First, we'll be discussing a very important event in Pittsfield. The Pittsfield 4th of July Parade. This is one of the city's biggest yearly events. Each year, thousands of people come out and support the marchers, floats, and celebrate our country. This year's theme is red, white, blue, and you. The parade kicks off at 10 a.m. sharp on July 4th, rain or shine. It begins at the intersection of South and East/West Housatonic Street in Pittsfield. It then heads up North South Street on the southbound lane straight through Park Square. It continues up the southbound lane of North Street to Wacona Street before ending at Wacona Park. Please note that traffic will be redirected during this time. The Pittsfield 4th of July also supplies the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question is, when did the Pittsfield 4th of July parade begin? The answer is 1824. The Pittsfield 4th of July parade has a historic reputation dating back to 1824, when the procession consisted of Revolutionary War survivors, patriots, politicians, and horse-drawn carriages. The parade was held off and on by various citizens groups until 1947, when it was taken over by the Pittsfield Permanent Firemen's Association. Under the firemen, the parade grew in size and popularity, but was discontinued in 1976, ironically, the bicentennial of America. In 1977, a small group of volunteer citizens obtained $2,000 in seed money from the city of Pittsfield and held their first parade in 1978. Over the years, this independent, non-profit organization called the Pittsfield 4th of July Parade Committee Incorporated has grown in size, spirit, and determination. And with it, the parade has grown in size, quality, and popularity. This year will mark 200 years since that first procession. Our next story takes us to a series of concerts happening at Great Barrington. This takes place at Grover's Corner Gazebo on 324 Main Street. This is a series of concerts that takes place throughout the summer. For now, I'll just be mentioning the June concerts. On June 14th, the Railroad Street Dreamers will be performing. Then on June 19th, it will be the Sunday Strummers Uke Band, followed by the Joint Chiefs on June 21st, Berkshire Sings on June 25th, and Elizabeth Berliner on June 28th. All of these concerts take place from 5:30 to 7:15 p.m. All concerts are weather permitting and subject to change. I'll be revisiting this later to talk about the July and August concerts. For our next story, we'll be visiting the Stationery Factory in Dalton for a couple of events. The first is Indie Night with Creek Road. Creek Road is a New York-based country band. The group was formed through connections made in Brooklyn, New York. Harmony singing and a multi-genre approach in production gives Creek Road a unique soundscape in the current popular music landscape. They are scheduled to perform on June 13th. Another Stationery Factory event is the Bicycle Film Festival. Bicycle Film Festival is coming to the Berkshires on June 16th at the Stationery Factory. Proudly hosted by Pittsfield Community Design Center and Berkshire NEMBA. Schedule BFF your way and choose from 2 different curated selections of 90-minute short films celebrating the bicycle in all its forms. Attend one or both showings and make BFF a part or all of a beautiful summer Sunday in the Berkshires. Make a day of it and join the organizers for community bike rides. Visit local vendors in the beautiful Stationery Factory halls and grab a bite nearby around Dalton Main Street. Or just drop in for a film showing as part of your day. Again, this event will be held on June 16th. Visit the website shown here for more information. Up next, we will be going to North Adams for Windsor Lake concerts. The annual North Adams Windsor Lake Summer Concert Series is back for 2024, and they couldn't be more excited to see you all again. Here is a list of all the bands performing. July 31st, Hale Mountain Band. August 7th, Sidney Worthley. August 21st, Relief. And August 28th, Matchstick Architects. There is no concert scheduled for August 14th because that is when North Adams is hosting a downtown celebration. Stay tuned for more information on that. Now for a last-second story update. One of the most popular ones in Berkshire County for farmers markets is the Berkshire Mobile Farmers Market. The mission of the Berkshire Mobile Farmers Market is to bring fresh-grown, locally grown food to areas in our community of low income and or low access to a grocery store or other market. Shoppers will find a variety of seasonal produce at the market, as well as other food staples such as eggs, meat, dairy products, bread, maple, syrup, and honey. All products are locally sourced. Visit their website shown here for more information. For our next story, we will be visiting the Wehry Theater for several events. The first is a film showing. Join film director and educator Deborah Reintz for a century of movies at the Wehry, 1914 through 2014. Deborah will introduce a classic film from each decade, each dated 10 years apart, highlighting what was going on in Hollywood, the Berkshires, and the world. The first of these will be It Happened One Night. Clark Gable stars opposite Claudette Colbert in this romantic comedy about a reporter's hunt after a runaway heiress. Directed by Frank Capra, the film is the first of only 3 films to sweep all 5 of the major Academy Awards, the Big 5: Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. This event will be happening on June 21st. The other event happening is a concert with Ben Folds 5. Born and raised in North Carolina, Folds first rose to fame in the mid-90s with Ben Folds 5, whose acerbic, genre-bending take on piano pop helped define an entire era of alternative rock. After scoring multiple hit singles and a gold record with the band, Folds launched his solo career in 2001, releasing a series of similarly acclaimed albums that would fully establish him as one of the most ambitious and versatile songwriters of his generation. For the past 3 decades, he's toured as a pop artist while also performing with some of the world's greatest symphony orchestras. A longtime advocate for arts and music education funding, Ben launched a music education charitable initiative in his native state of North Carolina entitled Keys for Keys, which provides funds and keyboards to existing nonprofits that provide free or affordable music lessons to interested school-aged children. On the national level, he's an active member of the Americans for the Arts and the Arts Action Fund. This concert will be going on June 22nd. Visit the website shown here for more information. For our next segment, we are going to be looking into one of the great walking trails in Berkshire County. This episode, we'll be talking about Mount Greylock. The isolated Mount Greylock has remained sparsely populated in recorded history. The Mohican tribe hunted in the area prior to European settlement, but there is no evidence that they ascended the summit. Once the Europeans arrived, they were slow to move to this remote section of Massachusetts. The colonials performed the first surveys of the land in 1739 and 1740. After that, in the late 18th century, the region's early settlers' primary occupation was farming, supported by small industries such as sawmills, grist mills, and cider mills. Jermaine Wilbur owned a farm in this area, northeast of Greylock, known as the Hots, in the late 1700s. In 1898, Mount Greylock became Massachusetts' first state reservation. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts built a war memorial on the summit in 1930, and between 1933 and 1936, the Civilian Conservation Corps constructed a number of additional structures on the summit, including the rustic Bascom Lodge, built of native stone and timber. They also built roads, trails, and a campground on the Greylock Reservation. Now it is one of Massachusetts' most popular tourism destinations. While hiking up Mount Greylock is always popular, there are some precautions to take. First, pay attention to the weather. If there are storms or the weather is too hot, hiking up Mount Greylock might not be the best option. Summer is also the season for bugs and ticks. Don't forget to bring the bug spray. It's now time for this episode's Berkshires and Beyond. This episode's story is a two-part piece on the Basketball Hall of Fame. In the first part, I'll be talking about an important date change for the Hall of Fame's induction ceremony. On a previous episode of WWHEN, I mentioned how the 2024 class was being inducted on August 16th and 17th. However, the date has now been changed to October 12th and 13th. According to the Hall of Fame's website, this change was to, quote, accommodate requests of the vast global basketball community amid an extensive and expanding summer schedule, highlighted by the 2024 Summer Olympics, end quote. President of the Hall of Fame, John Dolvia, stated, quote, the Hall of Fame appreciates the input from friends across the basketball community and the recommendation of our production partners regarding a schedule adjustment for our enshrinement ceremonies, end quote. Those who had tickets to the August ceremonies will be offered a refund, and tickets will be honored for the October ceremonies. For the second segment of Berkshires and Beyond, we're going to be doing a spotlight of the 2024 Hall of Fame class. For the next few episodes, I'll be highlighting the newest members' accomplishments. All inductees will be discussed in alphabetical order. No Hall of Famer is more important than another. This episode will be celebrating two of them. Simeon Augustus and Dick Barnett. Simeon Augustus was inducted in her first year of eligibility. Getting into the Hall of Fame on what is called the first ballot is difficult for any player. But Augustus has a resume to back it up. In college, she was an excellent player at Louisiana State University, or LSU. There, she was a two-time National Player of the Year and led LSU to 3 Final Four appearances. She was also the first female athlete to have a statue dedicated to her at the college. In 2006, Augustus was the first overall pick in the WNBA draft by the Minnesota Lynx. She would go on to win Rookie of the Year. The Lynx struggled during Augustus's early years, but in the 2010s, they were a dynasty. The Lynx were WNBA champions in 2011, 2013, 2015, and 2017. Augustus was named MVP of the Finals in 2011. Additionally, she was named to the All-Star Game 8 times, to the All-WNBA First Team once, and to the Second Team 5 times. Augustus also won 3 gold medals for the U.S. Olympic team in 2008, 2012, and 2016. Augustus announced her retirement after the 2020 season. Today, she is an assistant coach at her alma mater, LSU. Unlike Augustus, Dick Barnett had to wait several decades between his retirement and induction to the Hall of Fame. He last played for the New York Knicks in 1973. Barnett was voted in by the Veterans Committee, which selects players whose legacies have slipped through the cracks, but they deserve to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Dick Barnett first gained fame playing for Tennessee A&I University, now known as Tennessee State. He led his team to 3 straight NAIA championships. These are college tournaments for smaller schools. The first for a historically black college. After the 3rd championship, Barnett was drafted by the Syracuse Nationals, now the Philadelphia 76ers, with the 4th pick in the 1959 NBA draft. It wasn't until he joined the New York Knicks, however, that his career took off. With the Knicks, he made his sole All-Star appearance in 1968 and helped lead the Knicks to their 2 most recent championships, 1970 and 1973. After his retirement, he went into teaching at St. John's University. While he wasn't the most flashy or exciting player, Dick Barnett's talents helped the Knicks become one of basketball's shining teams. That ends this episode of Wehry History and Entertainment News in the Berkshires and beyond. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.